Be'ezrat Hashem. This morning the Gemara is Shabbat, page 113a. The Gemara is going to teach us how do you allow to fold your clothes on Shabbat. It's true, a lot of people don't like to fold their clothes. They just take it and throw it on the bed, just take it and throw it on the floor. But believe me, this is going to make them a lot of problems, shalom bayit. A normal person would take his clothes and fold them, so the next day they look nice and proper. So the Gemara says, Tana, Amre Tana Rabbi Anai, we learned in the Bet Midrash Rabbi Anai, Lo shanu ela b'adam echad. First of all, you want to fold your clothes on Shabbat, you cannot do it with two people, because two people are going to do the lines very, very straight, and it looks like as if they just ironed their clothes. So one person folds his clothes. Ava b'shnei adam, lo. U'be'adam echad nami. Also, one person that folds his clothes, lo amran b'chadashim. We're speaking about more or less something which is new, or at least something which just came out of the cleaners and their lines are perfectly straight. Aval beishanim, but old clothes, which means something that didn't go for a long time to the cleaners, and by folding it and stretching it, you might make the line very, very straight. That looks like as if you ironed them on Shabbat. Nami, no, also not. V'lo amran ele balvanim. We are speaking about white clothes. Aval bitzvuim blo. White clothes, you see less of the line, but colored clothes, you see more of the line, and that's also not allowed. So we're speaking about one person and not two. We're speaking about new clothes or something which just came out of the cleaners, and we're speaking about something which is white and not colorful. V'lo amran ela she'en lo lachlif, and we're talking about somebody who doesn't have what to change for the next day, and that's why he wants to fold his clothes so it should look nice for the next morning. Aval yesh lo lachlif, lo, but if he could change his suit, no. Basically, what the Gemara is teaching us, you're taking your clothes, you're folding it a little bit, and you hang it over so it can be nice for the next day. But you cannot stretch it, you cannot put a nice line. There's even certain things they sell today that it's like a press. You press your pants and it looks like keep the line very straight. Those type of things you don't use on Shabbat. Just take it, fold it nicely, put it on a chair, put it on a hanger, and keep it for the next day. Tana, we learned shel bet Rabban Gamliel lo hayu mekaplim kli lavan shleim. Rabban Gamliel's house, they wouldn't even fold the white clothes, which you are allowed. Why? Mipnei she'en lahem lachlif, because they had other clothes to change. The Gemara says, what happens if somebody doesn't have any suit to change, right? So in the olden days, they would wear like tunics, right? And the person has only one tunic. In the olden days, they didn't have so many suits like today. A person has at least 2, 3, 4, 5 suits. But in the olden days, they have one tunic and they couldn't change. So says the Gemara, Rav Una is teaching us, in the whole week, the person should pull up the tunic a little bit up, so it should look a little bit shorter. And then when Shabbat comes, he pulls it down, and then it looks different because it's longer, so people think he's wearing a new suit. This is something the Gemara is suggesting, so the suit of Shabbat should not look at the same thing as the suit of the weekdays. To teach us, it's better to have clothes for Shabbat, and it's better to have clothes for the weekdays. When you come to the synagogue, you don't come with jeans, you don't come with shorts, you don't come with flip-flops, you're not going to the beach. You're going to a meeting with HaKadosh Baruch Hu b'chvodo atzmo. If you go to an important meeting, you make sure you wear a nice suit, you make sure you wear a nice tie, you make sure you wear nice shoes. The same thing. You're going to the synagogue, it's not a club. You're going to meet HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and you're supposed to be presentable. Sure, we accept everybody, there's no problem, but there's certain protocol that we respect and we're trying to do so we can honor the Shabbat. It's not for the other people. You're doing it for yourself. The more you invest in the Shabbat, you would feel the Shabbat. And it will give you the satisfaction out of the Shabbat. So it's not a show-off, right? You can wear normal clothes, but should be decent clothes, something that you would wear going to a meeting. That's basically what the Gemara is trying to teach us. They used to fold the clothes. Are you allowed to fold? They're not allowed to fold. All of this is to tell you that you're supposed to respect the Shabbat, right? And this is something you should teach your children, and this is something you spread around you. When people see that you're really honoring the Shabbat, wearing a nice suit, you wanted it or not, you're influencing other people. So to tell you, it's very important. The Shabbat should not be as a weekday. So the Gemara is continuing and is teaching us. He says, Rabbi Yochanan kare lemane machbedute. Rabbi Yochanan used to call his suit machbedute, which means my honors. People honor you because the way you dress, the way you look. It's unfortunate. It shouldn't be like this, but it is the way people look at you, the way you dressed, right? They made like a survey, and they saw the very rich people, they will buy their jeans for $30, $50, and people do not have a lot of money, they will buy a pair of jeans for $200. So to tell you, it doesn't make a difference how much you put in your clothes, but the thing is, it should be nice and decent. The Gemara says, also, the way you walk on Shabbat, it should not be the same way you walk on the weekdays. On the weekdays, you run. On Shabbat, you walk, take it slowly and easily, right? When we speak on Shabbat, it should not be the same way we speak on the weekday, which means when you speak to somebody on the weekday, say, hi, how are you? On Shabbat, you say, Shabbat Shalom, right? Also, on Shabbat, we're trying to eat different type of things. So on the weekdays, we'll call our bread the bread. But on Shabbat, same bread. Differently, we call it challah. We don't call it bread. And the reason for that, because it's supposed to be different, called different. The weekday bread is a straight loaf of bread. On Shabbat, right, it's something like a braid. It's braided. Why? Again, to make it different from the weekdays. On the weekdays, we eat either fish, or chicken or meat. On Shabbat we eat fish and chicken and meat, right? And dessert. All this is to distinguish between Shabbat and the weekdays. Why? Because we're trying to honor the Shabbat. Ki yeshmera Shabbat, el yishmereni. Baruch Adonai le'olam. Amen ve'amen.